Jessii Vee. So today we're going to be talking about something that freaks me out so much to think about, and it is signs that your pets are seeing ghosts. And I know a lot of people say like, oh, dogs can definitely sense ghosts or see them or hear them, but it's actually a lot more animals that can as well, like a ton of pets. Animals are really sensitive to that sort of thing, and yeah, we're not 100% sure if they actually can, but there are a lot of signs that even scientists have looked into that could point to the direction that, yeah, they could actually be seeing this stuff. And you know that I've had so many experiences, like with my dogs. For example, at my parents' old house, they would never go down into the basement, and I've said that many times on my channel, but they would go up to the top of the stairs, look down, and they'd cry, they'd bark, they'd just be really unsettled and sort of freak out. And even when we tried to be like, come on guys, come downstairs, they would like not have it. Like if you even like touched them to try and bring them down, they would like throw themselves back. They would not want to. I even have videos on my YouTube channel where I show Winnie barking at something that's not there or looking at something that's not there, and if I can find that one video that I have of her, I will definitely insert it right now. What? What is it, Winnie? What are you growling at? Show me. Show me. Show me where it is. Winnie! What are you so scared about? What? Winnie! What do you see? What do you see? I don't see anything. But it's so fascinating to me, so I might even do like another video where you guys can send me videos of your pet sensing something or barking at a corner of a room when there's nothing there. It would even be more interesting if you can send me pets that aren't dogs, because everyone knows dogs are the cliche ghost-seeing animals, but let's say you have like a parrot who's like talking to something that's not there, or a mouse that's like freaking out at something that's not there. I don't know, it would just be so cool to see a variety of animals freaking out at something. So if you have any videos of your pets doing that, or you do in the future, definitely send it to me because I find that really interesting. And if I get enough, I might actually like make a compilation video of it. So that's just an idea. But anyways, today we're going to talk about the signs that your pets are seeing ghosts. And these are actually some very logical signs and some stuff that you might not have heard of before. So I have a lot of facts down here that I'm going to read for you. And yeah, you can let me know what you think of all this down below in the comments. So it says, many people do believe that animals' exceptional senses allow them to see anomalous activity that humans cannot. It's well known that dogs have much better senses than humans. According to Animal Planet, a dog's eyes detect more delicate movements, and their sense of smell is 1,000 to 10,000 times more sensitive than a human's. So can you even imagine that? Like, I can smell someone having a barbecue like all the way down 6 houses. Imagine what a dog can smell. If they're like 10,000 times more sensitive to that stuff, they can probably smell a barbecue like, I don't even know, way across the city. And also their eyes can detect way more than we can. They can hear much higher frequencies and at 4 times the distance of a human with normal hearing. And I've noticed that, like, Winnie barks at the tiniest noises. Like, she can be all the way downstairs and I could be all the way up here in my office, and I'll accidentally like squeak the chair I'm sitting on, and it'll be the tiniest little squeak, and she'll start barking downstairs. So she can hear like everything. And it says because of this, some claim it could mean that dogs and other animals also sense the paranormal and are often more accepting of it. Their keen senses mean that animals might also have the ability to predict earthquakes, a belief that, as the National Geographic reports, dates back centuries. There are so many things that I found online while researching this, showing like years back, like 50 years back, more than that, recent events too, where animals get so uneasy before something devastating is about to happen. It's like they just know, or they like see the future or something. But here is a little example. It says, in records from the year 373 BC, historians noted that many animals, including rats and snakes and weasels, so not just dogs, like all kinds of them, they fled the Greek city of Hellas prior to a devastating earthquake. This is a phenomenon that continues to be observed to this day, though it is not fully understood. So literally, all of the rats, snakes, weasels, a bunch of other animals just left the city. Like all in a group, they just ran away. They just knew. And of course, there is a big difference between earthquakes and ghosts. However, this simply goes to underline the fact that animals, including dogs and cats, may sense things that we're not able to. So the fact that they can predict something so huge when the earthquake hasn't even happened, and that their senses are like thousands of times more greater than ours, it makes me believe more that they could sense ghosts and just things in your house that you don't see. So here are some alleged signs that our pets may in fact see ghosts. So there are like bullet points here. Hold on, I'm gonna get comfortable. So there are some bullet points here that people have written down. And the first one is looking through the air with eyes following something invisible. And when I read this one, I instantly freaked out because I can remember, I don't know if I've said it on this channel, I might have before, but I would say a couple months ago, I was sitting in my kitchen at the table eating cereal, just minding my own business. And suddenly, like Winnie was literally sleeping, fast asleep, minding her own business. She suddenly jolts up and looks at something above me. And there's no one else there, like the windows aren't open, there's no wind. It's just me sitting at the table. And she looks up above the table and starts like doing this, like following something with her head and her eyes. And it's going like back and forth like this. There was no flies, no bugs. And she starts growling and she starts getting closer and closer and still like looking at it above me. And I'm like, Winnie, what do you see? Like, what are you looking at? And she continues just like looking back and forth. And then suddenly it jolts to like one part of the kitchen and she'll like look over there. It'll jolt to the other. And whatever this thing was, it was going all around my kitchen, but high up, like above me. And she hasn't done that particular thing since, but oh my gosh, that spooked me so much. The next point is barking, growling, or hissing when nothing is there. And I think you guys watching this can probably relate to this because I think a lot of pets just do this normally. I don't know if there's like a ghost there or not, but I think if they look really uneasy, and especially if the hair stands up on their back, that's when you know it's something really, really bad. But I guess it's just so hard to know, right? The next point is ignoring you, which I found weird at first because I think like pets, sometimes they just ignore you because they're just not into playing or not into like being social with you, you know what I mean? Or if your pets are annoyed with you, they just start ignoring you. I don't think it's always because of ghosts, but I think when I was reading into it more, when they say ignoring you, they more so mean that when you're calling their name, like, hey Winnie, over here, and she's still looking somewhere else, that more means that her attention is focused on something that you can't see, and that's what's freaky. But if they're just like sleeping and like they don't want to like bother getting up or whatever, that's just called laziness. And I know some pets do that, but I think if they're like intently focused on something and you're calling them and they're not responding, that is odd behavior, especially if your pet usually does respond to their name. The next point is the fear of the unknown, which when I heard this point as well, I didn't fully understand. But then they had an example below, and it said, Reddit user Lilibeth shared a story 2 years ago that exemplifies our final sign that your pet has seen a ghost. Reddit user Lilibeth shared a story 2 years ago that exemplifies our final sign that your pet has seen a ghost, and that is fear. She had recently moved into an old house with her grandparents, and the place was about 100 years old, and in her words, it was very creepy. One night, she and her dog Lola were about to go to bed, but Lola began to act strangely. She jumped up and went to the bed's edge as if to look over. Her eyes then began to follow something in the air, something invisible. I would call her name and she wouldn't move. She turned on the light to see if perhaps Lola was being pestered by a fly or a mouse, but she saw nothing. Then, as if in fear, Lola curled up against Lilibeth, occasionally glancing over the edge of the bed throughout the night. Was Lola afraid of something her owner could not see? So that is really freaky. And honestly, guys, if you can think of any experience that's happened to you with your pet, please comment it down below. I would love to read it. I would love to hear it. It's just really cool when we can share different experiences like this. The next point is they seem to smell something that you can't. And Winnie does this a lot. We'll be playing and all of a sudden she'll stop and just start sniffing the air, like for literally 5 minutes. And we'll be like, Winnie, what are you doing? And she'll be like, and just like doing that constantly for 5 minutes, and we're smelling and we're like, we have no idea what she's smelling right now. But who knows? It could be the barbecue down the street. The next thing is They hear something when no sound is made, which also happens a lot. Dogs can hear better than us, so is it paranormal? We don't really know. They are attracted to or scared of a particular place. So this is sort of like my example with my basement, how the dogs wouldn't want to go down there. Now, can I think of a place that my dog has been attracted to? Honestly, I don't really know. I don't really see a place that she constantly goes to hang out. But I do know that my dog Dozer at my old house, there was this corner in the living room where he would always walk up to and bark at it all the time. And eventually he stopped even going into that room because he was just stressed out by that corner. The next one is they suddenly act differently. So just like I was saying before, if you're playing with them, if they're happy, they're having a great time, and suddenly they stop and their demeanor changes completely and they start growling or acting like not like they were a second ago, that is definitely not a good sign. So another article came up that I was really intrigued by, and it says, can your dog protect you from these paranormal things? Like, can your dog really protect you from a ghost? And I always have wondered that. Like, are ghosts afraid of dogs? Like, would they go away if your dog starts barking? Like, that was really intriguing to me. So it says, your dog cannot harm someone in non-corporeal form, which means like you can't see a ghost all of the time. And usually, like, I know it's cliche, but if you go up to them and go to touch them, your hand is most likely gonna go right through them, you know what I mean? So how can your dog really protect you from something that you can't physically attack? Spirits are just like living people. They tend to be very emotional if they have unfinished business. Some are very nice, while others are angry at their circumstances. They have all aspects of what makes us human, minus a physical body. So that also means they're likely to react to a dog the way they would have in life. So your dog might scare them away, or they might simply leave if they realize they're bothering the dog. So that's very interesting, the fact that they're saying that these ghosts still have human emotions. I mean, obviously it depends on which spirit it is. Unless it's a bad spirit, then I don't even know if they are human. But the ghosts that were humans, if they're afraid of dogs when they were living, they're gonna be afraid of dogs in the afterlife, you know what I mean? Even if they liked dogs, but they came across one that was really like angry or scary looking, they're still gonna be afraid of it, you know what I mean? And I never really thought of it that way, so that's really interesting. Most spirit people are kind and considerate. They probably mean no harm. However, if you suspect that they do, the best step is to contact a proven paranormal professional. So the next thing is how to react if your dog sees a ghost. It says, firstly, try not to freak out. Take note of what your dog is looking at. Let them play if they want to. And that point was really, really interesting. So if your dog sees a ghost and they want to play with it, or they're happy around it, or like jumping around looking at something, maybe it's a child ghost that wants to play with them. So it says let them play. So don't like take them away from the situation if they seem happy around it. Reassure them that everything is okay. So if they are scared and freaking out, definitely comfort them, which I think is an obvious thing an owner would do anyways. If they start growling and barking every time they are in a room, look for someone to clear the house. So like I said before, if there is a particular place in your house where your dog growls or barks or acts really strange towards, sage is always a really good thing. As you guys know, Mandy came and saged my house the first year that I moved in. Did it help? Probably for a few months, and then I went to visit a graveyard and probably brought stuff back with me. I don't make the most logical decisions, so I hope you guys do, and I hope you guys got something out of this and found it really interesting, because although I did know a lot of this, there was a lot of stuff as well that I didn't know. So yeah, I'm gonna get going now. Don't forget the North Carolina tickets are down below in the description. It is November 10th and 11th, so I really hope to see you there. But yeah, I will see you very soon in my next video. Have a good day, guys. Bye!